But now we want to talk about something a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more serious.
Yeah, so this is it was published by the Phuket Gazette at the time of the time of the tsunami, and you can see the devastation. I mean, it's awful, absolutely awful. I mean, some of these are disturbing pictures, really, Joe. But this is the reality of it. That's Phang Nga, and Phang Nga again. You know, and look at this. I mean, this is Phi Phi, where we should have been on that day. Yeah, I mean, flattened, absolutely flattened. Some pictures from Phuket City Hall as well. You know, people sitting there. Well, I hate to say it, but it's there, isn't it? In reality, look at that. That's Phi Phi Island.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and you can see the water coming in. Pretty awful.
Yeah, it was a devastating time for sure. This is the family that they did the
video
TV show on,
they
right?
did, some of the lucky ones that...
Now this book is from 2004?
Yeah, this is very... This shows what happened on the day. And then, Bangla Road. Yeah, there's our car.
Oh, this is your car here?
Yeah,
this is, you were trying to get out?
Yeah, that was our car at the time. Our business was here.
You came here initially in 2003. You met Noo at that time. And did you guys get married right away?
Fairly quickly, didn't we? Within a few months, yeah. I wanted to take Noo to the UK, right? But in those days, it was very difficult to get a visa. So we decided to get married. And it worked out absolutely fine for us because 17, 18 years later, here we are.
And when did you move to Phuket?
We went there for a honeymoon and we liked Phuket, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we happened to see a vacant shop on Bangla Road and we inquired about it and opened the business. Small, it was a bar, but we did food. We did breakfast and burgers. You'll be pleased to know, if you'd have been around in those days in Phuket.
Jacket potato.
Yeah, jacket potato. So we did quite a bit of food, but I suppose we're a bar more than a restaurant because once the food finished, what time we served food till about
8 p.m.
About 8 o'clock. Then we were truly a bar, and we had some great nights there. Yeah, I mean, real boozy nights down there.
But then, unfortunately, December 26, 2004,
unfortunately,
devastation hit.
It did.
So tell us about December 26, 2004.
Yeah, well, we were working. The bar was busy until around about 4 that morning. So we closed late, and I mean we were full, very busy. Of course, the people in the bar, they were all very merry as well. So you know they had more than their fair share of alcohol. Anyway, we lived over the mountain in an area called Katu. And that morning, around about 10:30, I think it would be, we heard a commotion taking place at our front door. Now, we didn't have visitors to our house because none of our staff ever came to the house, even though they knew where we lived, because it was banned. It was our sanctuary. But we opened the door, and the two girls were there, absolutely soaking wet, hysterical. And they told us there's been a tsunami. Not only that, they actually went under the first wave and survived it.
And what was the first wave like, according to them?
Pretty awful. I mean, they had to hang on to a lamppost to survive. One of the girls got beaten with a wooden sunbed that had come off the beach, which are banned these days. It was not a good state of affairs, to be quite honest. So we got our clothes on, and initially we thought, come on, let's go and see what's happened. See if we still got a business. You know, what's happening over there. So we got in the car. We wanted to take the girl who was, it was a leg that was badly beaten up. We wanted to take her to the hospital, but she didn't want to go at this stage. She said, "No, I want to stay with you. I want to stay with you." Staff were very loyal, incredibly loyal staff, Thai people. So we all got in the vehicle and we tried to find a way into Patong, where the business was. And the first entrance that we normally take over the mountain was closed by the police. We went down to...
I remember, I think it should be
down to
Kamala or
Kamala
somewhere.
Way, yeah. And that was closed. And then we went up towards the airport, found a way in. The road was closed, but there was no police. So we went in there, and now we're actually travelling, all of us, including my 13-year-old daughter, along the beach road. Now, how crazy is that, Joe?
At that point in time, you had no clue other than what your two employees told you, what really the impact it truly had. Now, did you know at the time, you said that your employee said that the first wave was 4 meters deep of water?
Yeah, we didn't know. I mean, we hadn't really spoken. It was just a...
just water, and what kind
it was
of
immediate
water?
reaction.
So they were just in shock, basically.
Yeah.
You found out later that they were actually both under 4 meters of water at the time, holding onto a pole for their dear life.
Yeah. And they tried to shut down the business before that happened. They literally tried to close our business down.
For us.
So they knew the tsunami was coming?
What happened was that morning, there was an electrician in trying to sort out a fault. And he actually went into the two girls and said to them, "Look, there's a problem outside. You need to turn the electric off and pull the shutter down." And they didn't really know what was happening, but obviously they took heed. He disappeared in his vehicle up the road, which I thought was bad show. He could have waited for them actually and took them with him, but never mind. But there we go. And the next thing that we found out later was that the wave just came, the first wave, and it was a tsunami. But they didn't know it was a tsunami until that wave hit. So,
And had that driver waited, in all due fairness, he would have been underwater as well. He wouldn't have had his car.
I think it's easy in retrospect, isn't it, Joe? But I think if it had been me, I would have said, "Leave the business
right now.
Get yourself in this vehicle with me." So he knew what was coming.
Because he outside,
Yeah.
the girl inside the building, they can't see anything.
Yeah. I mean, as you're probably aware, that when a tsunami is about to hit, the sea goes back. So if you're looking out at the beach, you will see there's suddenly a lot more beach than there normally is before the water comes back in.
So you get out there still not understanding the true devastation, the true impact. People have perished. You didn't have any clue of that. You were just going to try to check out your business. And then what happened?
Well, we arrived there and there was just so many people. We had a job getting the vehicle outside the business, and masses of people. And they were doing all sorts of things, from scrummaging for things they could find to probably looking at, we weren't aware, but probably looking for lost ones. We weren't aware of this. Yeah, we found our place, and we heard, can't remember to mention it now, but they're on the beach road just around the corner. There are shops that are below ground, and we heard that people had perished in the shops that were below ground on the beach road. So that was the first shock for us. We didn't realise just the extent of everything until that point. And like I say, I've got my 13-year-old daughter with me as well. So it was all a big shock. Interesting enough, there was 3 waves that took place. But when we were there, and there's all these people on Bangla Road, there was a police officer right down by the beach, because I don't know if it's still there now, but there was a police hut right on the beach at that point, at the end of Bangla Road. And he shouted, "Another wave is coming." And everybody panicked, and everybody started running up Bangla Road. Now you can imagine there were a lot of people there at that time. Now, we found out later that there was no wave. And why he'd said that, I do not know, because he could have created a lot of problems. But we did panic. We started to run, and I'm thinking, "Oh, my car's there now as well. I'm going to lose my car." And as we got a short way up Bangla Road, I looked round, I looked at the sea, and I said to them, look, slow down. You can walk up the road, I'm going to go back to the car. I don't see no tsunami coming now. And I was correct, you know. So it was a bit of a gamble, but it was a gamble that I calculated based on what I could see with a good, you know, good view of the...
But hindsight 2020, knowing what you know today, would you have taken that calculated risk to go get your car?
Difficult one, isn't it, Joe? Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Material things are not that important. It's life that matters, to me anyway.
When you finally did go to the hospital, what did you see there when you...
Well, very sad. I mean, the thing is, at the hospital, you've got people looking for lost souls, you know, looking for their mum or their dad or their daughter or their son or their brother, their sister. I mean, it's just chaos. But they were, you know, and they'd walk around the hospital looking for, you know, for these people. And if they couldn't find them, they were putting photographs up on a notice board outside the hospital, saying, if you see this person, contact this number. So yeah, very sad. We didn't see all this, but there was a massive clean-up operation by the medical staff. I mean, we didn't see any of this because there was too many people, but people on the beach who...
What we hear only a lot of ambulance, everything, all the time. Even when we come back home later, still ambulance pass our home up to the mountain.
When did the reality set in? Because initially it's shock for everyone, including your employees. But when did reality kick in?
You know, I think the reality really kicked in for us was later on that day when we eventually got a staff member who was beaten up a little bit to the hospital. Well, we took her to the local clinic, didn't we?
Yeah, local clinic.
So she got sorted out and then we took her home. And when we got her home, there was no home to go to. There was a family, mum, dad, uncles and aunties all sitting in the side of the road. The houses had been devastated.
They were just gone, washed away.
They're gone.
Yeah.
So the poor girl had been through that, the injuries, and then there's nothing left.
She wanted to stay with you because she felt secure, but in the back of her mind, she had to be thinking, did my family survive this? Did my family survive this? Wow.
Yeah.
You guys had other plans that did not work out. Tell me about those plans.
Because we had my daughter with me, I mean, we wanted to take her somewhere a little bit different because it was a holiday. And she was only there for a couple of weeks. And we made plans on that. The plans were to get boat tickets to go to Phi Phi that day. I knew trying to get the tickets, we couldn't get the tickets because it was fully booked. So one way or the other, if it had been later, we would have been, who knows, you know?
Well, had you taken the boat trip to Phi Phi Island, you would have been there earlier in the day to wait for the boat to get on the boats and everything. Had the boat not been filled to capacity already, overbooked or whatever you want to call it, you would have been sitting or standing on the beach with your 13-year-old daughter and your wife.
And his daughter.
Did that cross your mind at that time? After?
You know, to be honest, Joe, I don't know. Not particularly. There was too much happening to think about
what could have happened to you.
In fact, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's only now that I'm really thinking about it, to be quite honest. At the time, it was just a bit of a blur, and we were more interested in other people, you know.
In the end, when things did calm down, you went back to your business to check your business out, and it was basically gone.
Yeah, it needed total refit. Yeah, total refit.
This happened in 2004, and you didn't actually go back to England until 2007. So what did you do? You didn't open your business back up.
We took a year out.
Took a year out just...
bumming around, as they say. You know, just going out, eating, having a drink here and there, meeting friends, and we.
Because when we work, we never traveling around.
When we opened that business up, we had 4 hours sleep a night before we actually got it really staffed up well. You know, we had one occasion within a few weeks where there was just me and Noo running the daytime because I had a working visa, so I could work, and the staff in the evening would have sort of 3 or 4 girls coming, a cashier, and the girls working, you know, behind the bar. It was hard work setting it up, but we're like that. You know, we enjoy setting businesses up.
Yeah.
It's what we do.
So that's what you did. You went back to England in 2007,
Yeah.
and you set up another business. Tell us about
Well,
that.
before we did that, we set up another business in Thailand, a ladies' fitness centre, which flopped. Didn't really work. Once we closed down the fitness centre, I set up an advertising circular for the and anywhere outside of Patong. And we set that up, and that went very well as well. There was a lot of so-called foreigner businesses, foreign businesses, that needed to advertise. And a lot of them were saying to me, "Oh, I was thinking of doing that myself. Glad you're doing it." So we did get an income coming through from that, and that went very well. In doing that, we got to know the owner of a brand new and very nice fitness centre, which was also, was it Kitsu? Shillong?
Near opposite Central Festival.
Yeah, that sort of way. Very nice fitness centre, and brand new, fully opened, and he offered a new job as a personal trainer. So she said, "Well, I might as well do it." So I said, "Yeah, okay, you do that, and I'm doing my advertising thing." And that was great. So we did that as well. There's things we did. We're not ones to sit idle.
Fast forward 2007. So
we put the land up for sale, right? And if as soon as it sells, we go to the UK. And it sold back to a Thai person within 3 months. And we were lucky there, very, very lucky that happened. And and then consequently, we moved back to the UK. So there we go. And then eventually we set up a cleaning business, which went great, absolutely great. There's a key to this. When Noo and myself do a business together, we always normally have great success. Yeah? But if we do it on our own, it's a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether it's Noo or me.
So you guys set up a cleaning business,
Yeah.
which did pretty well.
Yeah.
And then you decided to come back to Thailand and retire.
Eventually, yeah. I said to Noo one day, and this was pre-COVID. I said,
I think only not long ago.
yeah, it was pre-COVID. It was,
yeah,
before.
Oh yeah.
COVID's been around a while.
Because we're traveling back, because first 10 years we work, and then we come back to Thailand. We have holiday only 2 weeks, is it? When we come, we never have long more than 2 weeks.
We travelled around. We've come over. I mean, the year before, the COVID, when was it? 2020?
2018 we came for 2 weeks, and then 19, is it?
I think we did 20.
Yeah.
But anyway, we
I
travel
remember the
around.
year.
You know, we come over to Thailand. We see our family. We go, we go to places like Cambodia, Singapore. We like to travel around, like yourself, Joe. You know, we like to travel and see different places. So we were doing that anyway. But I'm going to be honest with you, right? The business in the UK, the cleaning business, Noo was working far too hard. She'd been doing it for far too long. She didn't want to lose the reins of the business. This was the problem. I just decided at the end that, hang on a minute, there's a better life for us now. We've done this. We don't need it anymore. We managed to acquire property, a property business as well. So we got property that we rent out, and we just didn't need that cleaning business anymore. So therefore, I thought it was a good idea for us to move back to Thailand. Yeah, and as you say, retire here, spend the rest of our years here. We got back here. It was December the 1st.
Last year, is it? Last
2020,
year.
isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, gotta be. Yeah, so we arrived on the 1st of December. Yeah, did the quarantine, found this property. We got out of quarantine, we spent a week in Bangkok.
So you guys are happily retired here now.
We're happily retired.
Do you plan on opening up any more businesses?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Still thinking what to do next.
We don't know. What we do
Busy bodies, huh?
Something or the other. We'll do something.
But you got here, you bought a brand new Ford Everest, is that an Everest?
Ford Everest.
Which is a very nice SUV.
Yeah.
Bought this beautiful house.
Yeah.
And life is good.
Got a beautiful wife.
Got a beautiful wife,
Thank you.
definitely.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing your story.
That's okay.
Truly appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Now, what song are you going to sing for us?
We're not. We do that on the next one, video 3.
Video 3. Again, thank you guys for sharing your 2 stories, actually.
ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you so much for watching our video Love you all บ๊ายบายค่ะ